Hey everyone, it's Calvin, also known as Homer, and this is Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, and this is my first ever playthrough of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Apparently I'm talking over Monokuma. This is the best day of my life.
If you can figure out
I think we know what the rules are at this point.
Okay.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim.
Let's do it.
First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
Okay, that's gonna do for this episode of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Hero! He's still smarter than Tagami, but like it's getting a bit ridiculous.
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No, that's a ghost.
Yeah. Oh, he believes in ghosts though, so in his own little world, that's actually like him being reasonable.
But she has legs and stuff.
Ghosts could have legs.
Well, that's just because
Let's hear him out. Let's hear him out.
it's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
I don't understand, like, if that's the case, then like you would have you know, tied yourself up in the corner somewhere so you couldn't say anything forever if that was the case, if you couldn't tolerate ridiculousness.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Wait, we actually doing this? Are we okay? I know I will sometimes like tolerate Hero's things and the way he says stuff, but I think even this is like, you know, Kyoko's gloves.
I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
For real? Are we doing this?
In that case, I think it would
This
be helpful
background
if
is so
someone
obnoxious.
explained why she
It's
actually wears
intentionally
those
so.
gloves.
I'm not saying it's not supposed to be tacky.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Yeah, but like, you know, and you should be more confident like Tagami. Like, he wears that face around all the time, and you know, I wouldn't walk around with that.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion.
I mean, it depends. If they're leather, then it's gonna get melted to like your hand, and it'll be disgusting.
I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
There's no way that corpse was Kyoko, but if I can prove why, we're gonna be stuck here in the case of no, we don't. We just have to tell them to be quiet. What do you mean? What do you mean? Stop. I'm telling you, I'm actively telling you to stop.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
We know the fake nails is what we're gonna be doing here, right?
Wasn't wearing gloves.
Oh no, didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that.
In the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
No, because we know it was. Okay, so we're gonna
This
shoot
entire
that. Must have been wearing
discussion
gloves
is
with fake
idiotic.
nails. We know it's the fake nails. The fact that we even let this happen is ridiculous. The fact that we even let this is like Ace Attorney level of like craziness. I know that body isn't Kyoko's, and I can prove it. Yeah, we.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it.
Stop.
Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
No, you need to stop it. Okay, you need to stop it, Hero. Stop this.
No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain.
Yeah, I can only go by the girls who are in my school when they have long fake nails. They wouldn't necessarily wear gloves, but then again, I'm not, like, I've never really worn fake nails, so I can't say.
Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
And you clearly don't know humans, Hero. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Tagami might be slightly smarter than you.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
And also, you can see the tips of her fingers.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
No, Hiro, this is second now. This is second, because first we had to say Kyoko wasn't a ghost. This is second now.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Before anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there. So we know, okay, what do we have? Oh, the tattoo. Yeah, the tattoo. We know it's a member of that weird, like, wolf thing.
If Kyoko
So, yeah,
really is still alive,
That's the only way you could identify it, but it's a matter of what we shoot.
There's gotta be some way to figure it out.
I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition.
Do we shoot
And
this?
there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file.
Toko.
Well, if we can't identify
This.
the body...
We can't identify the
Then
body. We
there's
have an
nothing else we can
identification.
do,
We can't say it was that person for sure, but we do have like a form of identification in a way. And there's one thing that can tell us what's on the victim's own body. Yeah, for sure.
if Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out.
I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition.
What made
And
them?
there wasn't any description in the
What made them want to
Monokuma file.
keep Hiro alive for these sections? Is it just so he could like
Identify the body.
do this stuff? Yeah. It's just so he could like mess around a bit, or like because Ifumi was like a funnier comic relief. You know, at
There
times.
was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
And so was Taka. Taka was hilarious.
What? For real?
If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Are you just mad that me and Tagami are a thing now? Are you just mad? She's mad. Sorry, girl.
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
He tells you to shut up for 24 hours. Me and him kiss in the dojo. We are not the same.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
Yeah, I love Hina backing me up.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh?
Yep.
Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
I don't.
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that
This is the
tattoo.
first time I feel like me and Tagami are gonna be on the same page for like this entire trial. I feel like this is the first time we really do feel like a team.
Oh, really?
Because I feel like I'm gonna agree with him a lot in this trial. Yeah. Which is this. Because it has the... Doesn't it? Oh no, it does. Okay, I was like, oh no, oh no, it doesn't have the thing. It does. Yeah. Is this trial gonna be a little bit easier? So far, this feels like it's pretty straightforward.
That's the name of the
I thought this was gonna be the
military
hardest
group
one, to be honest, but maybe it gets
Mukuro
harder.
Usaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
The image that represents Fenrir is Hangman's Gambit. Yeah, a wolf. Like, stop. Where's the F? Get the F out. Where's the F? No. Oh, I did get it. Okay. I was like, I didn't get it. Yeah, this feels pretty straightforward. Is something gonna happen?
The representation of Fenrir is
This feels very
a
strange.
wolf.
Fenrir, the wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge world-ending wolf beast.
Toko, me and my boyfriend already figured this out. Toko, calm down. Me and my boyfriend already figured this out. Toko, okay?
He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Man, After all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
That is pretty cool. Hero, thanks for pointing that out. That is cool.
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf, which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right.
Let us figure this out on our own, Monokuma.
Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool-ass trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
You were wrong in thinking that. That was you, not me. Don't say we. Take the we out of that. Take the we out of that and put in I was wrong.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
Oh my god, my boyfriend and the girl I love are fighting. What am I gonna do?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
And who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time? And when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
What if it's Leon?
Usually
What if it's
when
Leon?
there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important...
Hold on a second. I can't believe I forgot this. One of us is the killer. Who? That's why this trial is gonna be so hard. I don't even have a clue.
character? Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It's Hero.
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Oh.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now, figuring out who killed Mukuro.
You're getting
is
way more
first
involved than
and
you usually do,
foremost.
Monokuma.
Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Again, the writer sees lets Tagami talk as much as he pleases, and then as soon as Kyoko bites back, they're stopped.
Fine.
People get so
Uncovering the
there's some people
identity
get
of the
so
mastermind will have to wait.
annoyed by me saying
But
that the writer
remember
loves
this.
Tagami. I'll keep saying it. Because I know that like with the Danganronpa fan base, like the majority of people are amazing people, but there's also the people that like I could literally say like, oh, this game is about kids dying and then they do a class trial and they would disagree with me. Well, while you are somewhat correct, let's talk about the details of this. And you're like, okay, fine. You just had that ready to talk about for a while, but the majority of the audience is really nice. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait, but remember
No
this.
matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
That doesn't mean much to me, I'll just be honest. Family names don't mean shit to me.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation.
Shut up. Just let us do the trial.
Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place.
Yes.
Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains.
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
That's what I thought as well.
Wait, no. There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along.
Leon.
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these
Stop
events.
asking questions. We'll just figure this out. I don't want to hear anything more from Monokuma.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
Yeah, Makoto and Kyoko, right? As the two people that he thought could be the killer.
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points
Yeah,
to?
there's two people that like are generally big suspects. Based on what we know, there can only be two suspects. Yep.
I got it.
Yep. It's true.
You've narrowed it down
he's
to
right.
Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me
Yeah.
and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
I mean, that's the thing. You can't, like, I'm not going to argue with that because I think that even though I know it wasn't me, like, well, we think it wasn't us. It still, you know, makes sense. The only thing that, like, we have that kind of would clear our name is I think is the fact that the sprinklers went, the sprinklers went off at like 7:30. I don't think that we were like even like nearly awake until like by 7:30. I think that we woke up in the middle of the night, but I don't think we were like, I think it had to have gone up by past 7:30, right?
exactly so.
So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it, I can't understand. Somebody have to clear my name. I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing. Oh, sorry, I forgot the voice
Are
acting.
you thinking of raising an objection?
Yes. Objection.
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden. Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Yes.
Then I guess
But
we
it's
can
in the
say
morning.
The time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find
9
the
o'clock.
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
It was at 9 o'clock.
Got it.
I remember
The
this
body
so
must have
clearly.
been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. Okay, go get the pickaxe and be back here by 9:01.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
I'm sorry for being selfish right now, but the idea that Toko, Tagami, and Hiro are here, and like Mondo, Chihiro, and Taka are not, like, it just upsets me.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock.
Yes, I get that Tagami is made to be the guy that is trying to annoy you. I understand that. I understand all that. You don't need to tell me. It's fine. You'll live. Delete your comment. Backspace out. You'll live. You'll live. You'll survive. Don't worry. No one's gonna hurt you. The big bad Let's Player can't hurt you. It's okay.
But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
Yep.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh, yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking
And the
right
sprinklers went
before I
off at
went in,
7:30.
so I'm totally sure about it.
So, if the sprinklers go off at 7:30, right, on the dot, and only half the body was wet, that means that the body was killed after 7:30. Because then the whole body would be wet if it was found there, like, at any point before, or died beforehand. Or it was killed, I guess, like, yeah. If it was killed before 7:30, then obviously it would have gone off at 7:30. So I'm clear. I'm in the clear.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
I have the perfect alibi coming. The murder happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m. And I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. Okay, then it looks like the game has begun. If I can't provide an alibi for that period, then I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. To do that, I have to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden. If you give us sprinklers, I know exactly what to do. Sprinklers. Give me the sprinklers. There it is. Already. But what do we hit?
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections...
So do I hit
now would
7:30
be
or do I hit 10 o'clock? I'm going to hit both of them. Because it's one of those ones we have to hit. There's something that happens in the garden at the same time every morning, yes. Thinking back, the corpse was almost totally dry, in which case it would should have been able to figure out when the body must have appeared in the garden.
We've
So it's not
established a
10
time
o'clock,
frame
so
for
we
the
can
murder.
shoot 10 o'clock because we have to shoot whatever
It
is
took
not
place
true.
Somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah?
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden.
I'm glad we figured this out early as well, and this type of stuff that I love about these games. I love this about the Ace Attorney series as well, which we hopefully will be returning to at some point this year. I kind of want to do like a Pikmin playthrough or something like that towards the end of the year as well, or like a Mario playthrough as well, just so we can have it on the channel. But we will be probably returning to something like that very
The
soon.
sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Yep. Perfect analysis.
Hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
Yeah, you're freaking wrong.
I'm wrong?
You're wrong.
Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words?
The mouth down south? There was no mouth down south. It was just the lower part of the body, the legs. There's no mouth down there, you weirdo. Wow, Tagami, look at this one over here. Tagami, you see this one? Can't believe she ever liked you, huh? Huh? You're saying words like this. You're saying words like this. Me and Tagami are investigating together. We are not the same.
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Man, you're totally wacko.
That's not nice to say. Don't say that to her.
You really think it wasn't the sprinkler? You'd better tell us why!
I need to prove that it wasn't the sprinklers that got the body wet. All I have to do is hit Toko with a certain evidence and that should do it. If we look at the body itself, that should make it clear. Are we doing bullet time events or what? Oh, already? Okay. Okay, here we go.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything.
Wait, hold on a second. How do you reload again? I always forget how to reload. Reload is square. Okay.
Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you.
That worked out pretty well.
How can you say it?
This should prove it.
That worked out pretty okay.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes. but
Because we threw the
bottom
bucket of
half
water on
was
it.
completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
I don't think you're... are you okay?
I'm so sick of her.
Me too.
Let's just move on.
I love this game. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It is one of my favorite games ever
The
made. It's
reason
so
only
good.
the top half was wet was because while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
See, this is what I mean. You guys all like go with your boyfriends and girlfriends, or you know, your partners, to like the bowling alley, or you go for dinner. Me and my boyfriend put out fires with buckets on human bodies. We are not the same.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
Yeah, surprisingly enough.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Really, actually good like reasoning.
Which means she must have been killed.
You know what I mean? It's
sometime
actually really good
between
reasoning.
then And when the
But Makoto's
I skipped it
alibi
back, I'm
was
sorry.
only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I don't know, like this is good, like I still don't know who's gonna be the killer. I hope they don't do another like nobody's the killer, even though I know it was a killer last time and it was a very emotional moment. But then again, I guess I don't want like there's not like I don't want anyone to die. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's more interesting, but I'd rather just keep everyone
I'd just
alive.
like
You
to
know?
say one thing. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever, which is why I can't let that happen.
Yes, Kyoko, get us. Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
Yeah, Tagami, get him! Get him,
You
Tagami!
got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko?
I think Kyoko wouldn't do that because I think Kyoko's more about the mystery itself. Kyoko, like I think, won't admit it, but like does really like. Well, I think she does like. She has said before she loves mysteries like this. But you know what I mean? Like I feel like she more would like keep someone alive to figure this stuff out rather than just like try to put an
But
end
you
to it.
made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all.
He goes, I was. And this whole game ends right now.
And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Hey now, Kyoko, hey.
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you?
Oh no.
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided
The
getting
freaking
wet.
the tarp.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a
Yeah, the
certain
tarp.
something to keep it
Remember
from
we
getting
found the
wet.
tarp and it was like so out of place, but I guess like no. It's the tarp, right? The tarp was sitting among the other items. One side is wet and filthy with mud and grime. The other side is completely clean. Yeah. So it could have gotten wet. No! Kyoko!
You're
Damn you for
talking
being
about
so
the tarp,
smart.
aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place.
Do you think Makoto is smart enough to do this? Makoto has literally fallen into every piece of evidence he's ever found.
In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Damn. I think it's time we confess. Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want me to make me look like a killer? Because she's Kyoko. Your long lost. I know what I'm going with here. I just kind of just don't. I don't want to say anything bad about Kyoko ever. No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp. If it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp was to touch the body, right? But the body. Wait, something's not right. Oh, I forgot the voice acting. I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said. Body before the explosion, exploded body analysis, fragments near the dead body. So that's the bomb. Hold on a second then. Can we take a look at this stuff? So we have exploded body analysis. Explosion was burned to the upper half of the body. By recognition, the upper half of the body remained on fire and had to be extinguished because of this. The upper body was soaking. Okay. Body before the explosion. The corpse had a mask covering its head, a white jacket covering the body, a knife and thrust into the abdomen. There was blood stains around the wound. The body stopped bleeding, but the blood was still wet. And there was no blood on the ground behind the body. It didn't get... Wait, there's no blood on the tarp. There was no blood on the tarp. And what was the third one again?
The body with the tarp.
Fragments near the dead body, okay.
The killer prevented it from getting wet.
Okay, I'm okay with that. If you guys are okay with that.
The tarp was only dirty on one side.
What do we hit?
The sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
Yeah, but there was no blood on it.
Because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
Yeah, okay, so we hit this one then. I remember the blood on the body hadn't dried yet. One of the reasons I think I had so much problems with this originally was because, like, if you remember, I think I didn't just realize that, like, what they said at the start, which is you have to just pick the inconsistencies, always. And that is an inconsistency. The blood on the body hadn't dried yet. Yeah. This is actually like an easier trial. I know it's not like...
The killer prevented
I know someone's gonna be like, maybe it's just because you were paying more attention because there was a lot of stuff. I'm probably. But I find this trial to be the easiest one so far. I'm waiting for something crazy to happen.
The underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was.
I'm totally waiting for something crazy to happen.
Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
Oh, I was too busy like shooting all those things. Let's go.
By covering the killer prevented...
So the reason that was the spring, but the underside, it was totally
because that side, since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
Dirty.
No, it's wrong. Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it.
Because of the blood.
The blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
It was still dirty, hero.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
The blood was camouflage?
After the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim.
That's a crazy speculation for you, Kyoko. Do you have any proof of that? That is insane speculation.
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
Huh? What do you mean, right there in the garden? Arrows. Bloody duct tape. Arrows. Did they tie up a chicken? Because that's the only thing that that has blood in it is the chicken.
I got it.
Is it actually the
Could
chicken?
have been chicken blood?
What is happening?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens.
Yeah,
But
there was
after
one
the
less chicken.
murder,
We didn't notice
There
this.
were only 4.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
Oh yeah, she's thinking about the protein, of
I
course.
wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Like a foundation, but we don't have it yet. We don't have it yet.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it.
Also, why is that like the jacket like backwards?
The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so. Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
I didn't even notice the arms part of it though, but it was of course backwards.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers
I can
went
say
off.
that Kyoko's still being very speculative, but I know someone's gonna come along and say that, like, hey, actually, Calvin, here's my explanation. So it doesn't matter if I say it or not. Someone's gonna tell me I'm wrong, but I'm just gonna keep saying it. It's me. It's like there's not enough hard evidence to prove this yet, but I hope she does prove it. I hope she
But
does
the body didn't get
prove
wet
that I'm the killer.
because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body. The coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred.
I don't want to say again, like I said, like some people can be like, well, like, is your audience that bad? No, like 99% of the audience are absolutely fantastic, and I've said this a million times. It's just some part of the audience that will like literally like if I said this guy was blue, they would say this guy is green, and that just happens. Like that's gonna happen, especially with the Danganronpa fan base. They don't like. There's few people that don't like anyone saying anything even close to what sounds like a criticism, even though it's not even a criticism. Like I'd be like, oh, this doesn't make any sense, and then like they will like, you know, do 10 paragraphs to explain why it does indeed make sense. Even though like they're just describing what's happening on the screen that I've already seen. You know what I mean? Like it's just the way, you know, the some people go. But again, like I said, 99.9% of the audience are absolutely fantastic.
They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone
It's
off.
crazy that someone would
at
go to all this
7:30.
effort though, right? It's crazy that someone would go to all this effort.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe. But still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Oh my gosh, like, Kyoko is, like, going in on us. Like, going in crazy on
Then
us.
he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
Kyoko, hold on a second. Hold on a second.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
And Kyoko's alibi is adequate? The suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. Oh yeah, have that smile on your face. I'm going back to change the title of the last video.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it?
I know I did do it.
Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Get the fuck out.
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, Hina's not
No,
agreeing with you.
not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right? According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back.
I mean, like yeah, like if they're thin enough, that could happen too, I suppose.
So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Listen, more important, now that we have the knife, what are we gonna do with it? We can't let Toko keep it, that's for sure. We don't know what she might do. I don't want it anyway. Yeah, this is another scene that people were explaining to me, even though I knew what was happening. So what to do? Why don't you hang on to it, Makoto? Me?
It's the knife we gave to
And like now I
Makoto?
feel like that's the thing. I'm not saying the people that explain stuff in the video are the bad part of the audience either. I'm not talking about that. Please just don't get speculative. It's okay. You'll survive. It's fine. Please. It's all right.
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it was the knife. I knew it was the knife. I would have said this a million times if they let me.
Then why did you hide that fact?
I would have said it a million times, but Makoto's a freaking weirdo.
It's not that I hid it. It's just...
I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Considering everything up to now, I should be able to make it clear. I proved that I didn't murder anyone, and I'm not the killer. Oh my god. The Sky's dead body, exploded body analysis, fragments near the... What? Okay, let's listen to what they have to say first, but I also want to check out the Sky's dead body. Because this is what we just found out, right? The murder took place before the sprinklers turned on. The suspect was covered in body, tarp, and later they removed the tarp, was placed in a jacket. So yeah, it's like the fake jacket thing. Okay,
The
fine.
knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one that gave to Makoto.
Mm-hmm.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
Were you afraid of it?
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
Getting stabbed is
So
what
there's
killed
no
her.
question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
come from, you're just angry because I'm with Tagami now. We've always established that the coat was put on the body after the tarp was removed, which means the knife was thrust into the coat into the body.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
Does that mean?
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
Hold on a second. Does that mean?
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question.
So if we have to like say
You took that
like
knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
I'm just kind of, this one is a little bit harder than the other ones for sure. We've already established that the coat was put on the body after the tarp was removed, which means, are we saying that there was no blood on the tarp, so then the stab wasn't the injury that killed him?
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
So do we have to
It
say
really is, isn't it? I was afraid
this
of
guy's
that.
dead body then?
If he did have that knife before,
But what do we shoot?
then that seals it. Makoto did it.
We're running out of
Just
time,
because
so we
I
gotta
had the
figure it
knife
out.
Once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Don't say it like
Well,
that.
Getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
Do we shoot this?
So there's no question.
No.
You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
Wait a second, hold on. What else is there to shoot her than that though? Okay, let's try this again. Okay, let's read through all this stuff. So there's
It's the same one we gave
the same one we gave the knife to Makoto.
Really is, isn't it?
I was too late.
I was
Okay, let's just
afraid.
try to shoot everything. I don't know.
If he
I know
did
that it
have
has something to
knife
do with the idea. I
before,
think that maybe
then
not that the knife
that
didn't kill
seals
them,
it.
but that
Makoto
like
did it.
Just
the
because
disguise
I
was
had
put
the
on
knife
after the tarp was already
once,
taken off.
That automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her.
So it does work. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I'm a little bit confused in this one, but I'm glad we got it right with a chance.
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro.
That's what I was thinking, just because of the coat. I don't know.
That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her.
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on.
Okay, so I guess I
right?
wasn't too far off, but like again, I wasn't fully there on the
In other
explanation.
words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat
Yeah.
until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
The victim was stabbed twice in the same spot. No, there's no way that's possible. The exact condition of the body was written down for everyone to see. Was written down. The Monokuma file. For the last victim had been stabbed a single time. Okay, yeah, that's okay. Thank you.
The Monokuma
Thank you for that.
file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. I totally forgot about that.
Then the knife.
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer.
Sayaka.
They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her.
Then what actually killed her?
Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing.
Look at Toko just flying away.
The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward.
Look at my boyfriend being all smart and stuff.
They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kind of goes back to the beginning, but
Save your questions for the end, please.
what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow
I
up all of a
think it was to
sudden like that?
protect the identity of the
If you
person.
bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Hey, Tagami, you know I love you and stuff, but like we can't be mean to Hina like this. Like this is the type of stuff that like, we talked about. Remember we were watching Bridget Jones's Diary together, and we were curled up on the couch, and I said like, hey, you gotta stop being mean to people. You gotta stop doing it. I know you're my grumpy goose, and I poked you on the nose.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
Get him,
I'll
Hina.
tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion.
I'm gonna get that picture of Hiro and literally break it off your head in a second.
I might be dumb,
Chihiro, I mean.
but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
You're not dumb.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
Gladly. There's only one explanation I can think of for the explosion. What? Wait, you're just talking about like the bomb, or are you talking about the idea that like it was the like trying to like? Like it's because of their identity? No, I thought we were like, I thought that they wanted to protect you. Okay, so are you literally talking literally? Are you literally talking literally?
I got it.
Okay, it's literal.
After the
Okay, I thought you meant like why
we
would
found a
they
tiny
explode?
fragment of something
Not
on the
like
ground near the
in like a
bug,
figurative
right?
sense. You know, like why would they explode? Not like what caused the explosion.
That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
That's only natural. Because, of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma.
Is Tagami checking out Tagami! Tagami! I trusted you!
It's part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Yeah, but I thought they were talking about like in a figurative
Anyway,
sense. We made a
the
mistake!
culprit's motive
Ah,
is
we almost went the whole
becoming
trial
more
to make a
obvious
mistake!
by the minute.
It's okay.
They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto.
Huh. Yeah, protect your
And
boyfriend.
the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
McCoy, you should support your boyfriend. Jesus.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
We need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. I need to concentrate. Monokuma File 5? What do you mean Monokuma File 5?
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure,
Okay.
I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right?
Okay.
And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that,
Okay.
the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
I didn't mean to hit that. The knife was a cover-up, and all those other wounds on her body weren't fresh, which only leaves the hit to the
Then
head. So
shall
do we
we continue the
change?
The victim's
Because you haven't had to
fatal-
change
the
one yet. Let's.
explosion didn't kill-
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back
Hit in the back of the head. So then do we...
And more than that,
What do we hit now?
the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire
So countless wounds
body.
is true. Countless wounds is true. So we hit the contradictions.
Then shall we continue the debate?
Yes.
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
That's not a contradiction. 10 seconds.
Well,
I keep hitting
yeah,
these.
she was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right?
That's not a contradiction either.
There's only one other thing.
Oh yeah. According to the that's gotta be it. There was evidence that
We know
showed
this
she
is
was hit on
true.
the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds.
And we know this is true,
across
so there's
her
only one we can
entire
hit.
body.
1 second, Makoto, sorry.
Then shall we continue the debate?
Yes, we will continue the debate,
The
sir.
victim's fatal injury
Has yet to be determined.
Okay, there we go. Okay, that was barely a contradiction, so maybe it's not always contradictions, just something that seems to be like a little bit like out of place.
Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon?
Yeah, that's
The
like
Monokuma file says she was hit
a
with
blunt
a
object.
about as thick as a metal pipe.
about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe.
As thick as a metal pipe? See, the problem is it couldn't be the pickaxe because, like, that's like, if you're gonna kill someone with a pickaxe, drive the freaking thing to the back of their heads. We have the bloody duct tape, which was found with the arrows. So the only thing we really have then is that's as thick as a pipe. Is the arrows, but like, again, why wouldn't you just stab someone with the arrows? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't you just stab someone with the arrows at that point?
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their
Yeah, like I agree with what Toko's saying as well.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
Oh, does that mean you find him cute?
Thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground and spit on it.
I don't know why we put up with you. Like, I still can't believe that, like, we would, like, get angry at, like Hifumi at times. And, like, she's just allowed to talk like this.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
That's actually a good comeback, well done, Hero.
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
Get the fuck away from my boyfriend. Like, what's wrong with you?
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
Gladly, Togi Bear. Real murder weapon. Do I know? Okay, so are we going with the arrows then? But like, why wouldn't you just? Because there's nothing else that's like a blunt weapon here. But then again, like they're not blunt. But they did mention before that they're useless without the bow. But I guess titanium arrows. Are we going with that as well? Because there's no other weapon. There's no other weapon. There's no other weapon. Unless we choose the
Was
chicken.
hit in the back of the head with something, and that's what killed her.
Why wouldn't you just stab?
And that
Why wouldn't you just
something
stab?
was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
That's still too thin, though, right?
Arrow. That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kind of weird.
You're weird. Yeah, I agree, though.
How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right.
This is getting really weird. Back off.
I'm not talking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
I don't blame Hina for doubting it because there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret. What do you mean, what one more secret? What has happened? Oh, the duct tape?
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right?
With the duct
I
tape.
have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, 'cause in the Monokuma file, It said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe.
Yeah, I agree.
It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Talking back to Master. You have no right!
Yeah, it was too thin. If it was just a titanium, that titanium arrow wouldn't be nearly thick enough, which is why they used
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker,
titanium
right?
arrows.
I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced.
Well, because it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe.
Like they used all
It
of them
seems
together.
Like an arrow would just be too thin.
Talking back to Master. You have
Did that not work? Okay, I'm gonna try it one more time, but did that not work or did I just miss it?
The titanium
Let's try this
is
again.
in the dojo. I have no doubt.
Are you sure?
You don't sound
Well, it said the weapon must have been. It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Okay, so that's not working.
Shoot.
Okay. It's okay. It's okay.
The titanium arrow. It was in.
Hold on. Let's look at the duct tape. Let's look at the duct tape before we say anything else. Along with the arrows, there was also a watered up ball of duct tape in the locker. The duct tape had trace of blood on it. It's assumed that is related to the case, but nobody can imagine how. Okay, okay, I have an idea now.
Right?
I have an idea because I do think that then,
have
like,
no
if they,
doubt
I think that they
that
used
was the
all
murder
of the
weapon.
arrows at once. Then.
Are you sure?
No, I didn't mean to press that.
You don't sound convinced.
Well,
So did we shoot
it
the duct
said
tape
the
at the
weapon
too
must
thin?
have been about as thick as a metal pipe. It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Yeah, I think they probably tied them together and then whack the doodle doo.
You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also
Why would they just
found
put
a
this here though,
balled-up
like
wad
this
of
watered
duct
up ball of tape?
The killer probably used this duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer
If you tied it
did.
tight enough, it would have the density to do that.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Are you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Yeah, like, wait, did we see her in the dojo? The key.
Because we have proof, of course.
The key.
Don't we,
We
Makoto?
do. We do. Chigami, my boyfriend, you're so right, Togi Bear. Okay, let's go.
What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer.
I never said that, Togi Bear.
You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to
Yeah, all of us dying. I know.
the death of us all. Remember?
Of course I remember.
But I also like care about Kyoko a lot. I love her as a character.
Show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
I have evidence? Like, I do have evidence. Yeah. 100%.
I got it! The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is... right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi.
I still
your
don't think
clear
Kyoko
motive,
did it,
your
though.
attempts to frame Makoto for the crime.
He really likes defending me. He's really
This
sweet.
all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set.
I
on
actually am,
defending
though.
her,
I do.
aren't
I
you?
don't want Kyoko to die.
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko,
What?
I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
Really?
What?
She was protecting me. Then does that mean she didn't do it? She didn't do it. Leave her alone. Leave my Kyoko alone. Could that be when? Which would mean that Kyoko, she killed someone for me? What a freaking girl. What the best girl.
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Tagami, don't make me choose.
Wait. I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it.
Huh?
Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know.
Oh, you're sweating. Bakaru should know better than anyone? What does that mean? Wait, what are we doing? Make your argument. Is there gonna be multiple selections again? When the body was found? No, that's...
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer.
Okay.
You
I
should
agree with this.
understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya,
Why?
what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
What? Wait, Kyoko gave a room key to... Oh my god! Oh my god! How did I not think of this? I guess it just felt so natural.
Those words you just spoke. What do you
Hold on a
Exactly,
second.
I'm not the killer.
So,
You should
oh my
understand.
god. The contradiction then would
Never
be...
hide something from me.
There's proof that you aren't the
There's
culprit.
proof, because there's not proof.
Is
But
that
there is
what you're
proof.
saying?
And we have to hit it with the
You
proof.
stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker.
So that means we need to change it.
and
We need to
then
change
left
it.
the locker key in my own room, correct?
Yeah, to this. Because it...
But could I really have
Yeah,
done that?
how could that be proof? That's the proof. That's the proof. That's the proof.
Those words you just
That's the
spoke.
proof.
What do you mean?
There's the proof.
Exactly what I said.
Oh my freaking
I'm
god.
not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
And saying you says, did he hide the key
What
in
are
there?
you hiding?
Master would
The locker
never
key?
hide something from me.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
Are you serious? Yes!
No, it's wrong.
Oh my god, what a reveal. What a reveal.
If
I can't believe I
right,
didn't think about this.
Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room.
Huh? Why not?
Because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room,
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously, I had no way of getting in.
Oh my god, that's so
Without
good.
my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the
Oh
locker
my
key in there
God.
myself. Am I wrong?
Oh, I can't believe I didn't even think of that.
would appear
I think they were counting on us not thinking about that as well,
Then
though.
you're finally starting to understand.
No, that's not actually true. There's a clear contradiction in what Kyoko just said. An obvious lie. But this just isn't like her. To try and save herself with such a desperate lie. What lie? Does she really feel that threatened because she's the killer? Or is this something else? There's some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier? If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of the school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us. The mastermind's trapped. The mastermind's trying to trap Kyoko, but what if that's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? What should I do? Wait, what? The mastermind's trap? The victim was Mukuru and Kyoko killed her? What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie. I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. What lie? Hold on a second. How do we get to the logs again? System, isn't it? Okay, transcript. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Then obviously I had no way getting in without my room key. I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. I had no way of getting in? What's the lie? Is it that she could have gotten in? I'm the only one who can expose it, but who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? The mastermind's trap. If you spend your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward. You know the danger, but if that risk means solving the mystery, we have no choice. I put my fate in Kyoko so far. I wonder if I should keep doing that. Am I wrong? What do I do? I've decided right now whether or not to expose Kyoko's lie. Pursue the lie, run away, let it go. So pursue the lie would be siding with Tagami and everyone else. Run away would be to do the opposite of what Kyoko asked us to do, or opposite of what the thing said. Letting it go is weird because it means that we have to like let the lie go and let Kyoko live. But do we put it? That's putting our trust in the evidence. That's putting our trust in Kyoko. This is putting our trust in nothing and running away. Don't get mad at me for this. Don't call me a simp. What if this is like bad ending right away? I have to believe in Kyoko. There's no way she would kill someone. There has to be some secret here, something that has to do with the mastermind's trap that Kyoko mentioned.
Does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
It's only you, Tagami.
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course, I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time.
True.
I
True.
couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of.
Did Kyoko get that key, right? Is like the master key?
Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
What? It had to be Makoto, right?
Oh, it had to
I
be?
don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you? Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said, it's a trap the mastermind set for us.
Jesus Christ.
So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Are they gonna...
Huh?
Oh no.
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What? Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time.
Oh Jesus Christ, are they gonna
So
choose
then
Makoto?
It's time for voting
No, are they gonna
time,
choose Makoto?
okay?
Voting time?
Okay, wait, did we get... Look, we got an A in every one, even though we failed one of them at one point. We didn't get okay, so we didn't get perfect on some of them. Yeah. And we got 78 points for that, 78 coins for that.
Now, who will be chosen?
Wait. Have I been playing for that long? Oh my god, I didn't even realize. Okay, we're gonna end the video here. We're gonna come back right away. I'm gonna just go on and play after this, I suppose. No, I'll play... We don't bulk record anymore. This is a cliffhanger for me, too. Jesus Christ, what's about to happen? Are they gonna pick Makoto? But it's not a bad ending because... I don't even know. I'm not even gonna speculate. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Holy hell.